I don't have my glasses, so I can't even see who that is, but thank you for becoming a member. And I wish I could see who you are in the shower, and now I'm in the tub. So I'm waiting for the tub to full completely. So I just thought I'd come on for a few minutes and let you know today was a roller coaster of a day, but I think that if I explain what's going on and what I'm feeling, and you have to excuse the way I look because I have absolutely no makeup on, and I've had a mask on most of the day, which has made my face all have lines, and especially around my nose, completely red and raw. Those masks are horrendous for what they do to our skin, but I just wanted to get on and just let you know what's going on. So today was a really bad day. My son went to get my daughter from the city and bring her here. Now, I mean, this is the whole thing. Like, your family can't even mourn the right way because of all of these things going on. And I kept a mask on all the time, but I did hug my daughter. I did hug my daughter. I did hug my son. I do hug my son. I don't know how you would not be able to do that, you know? So it's kind of like we're taking what precautions we can. And she is staying at the other house, okay? But I was there with her until just about an hour ago. We ate there together, though she sat like 10 feet away from me when we ate. She has no symptoms of anything. My son has no symptoms of anything. I don't have any symptoms of anything, you know, but it's just, you know, but I can't not hug my kids, you know? I mean, there's only so much you can do. So anyway, when he was getting her, this morning was really bad because I had to go through a lot more pictures to send to the funeral home. So they're putting this CD memorial thing, and I found myself getting annoyed, you know, if I couldn't find a picture, or why wasn't I in that picture? Why am I always behind the camera? Kind of stuff like that. If I couldn't find a certain picture, like, you know, I mean, I could make a lot of CDs for him afterwards, and it's not like there's going to be a big crowd, because we can't have a big crowd. It's just going to be us, and I couldn't get pictures with many pictures with my parents and him in them, because I'd have to go through the photo albums and not just digital media, and it got really it just made me feel really, after a while, I just couldn't do it anymore, you know. I had to take a break, and then I came up and I said I was getting that feeling, and I'm sorry, the tub is noisy, I know. I was getting that feeling of just that horrible feeling that you want to just run away. You've got to get away, you've got to get away, you've got to get away. And I kept telling Jimmy, I have to get away, I have to get away. And of course it's snowing. It's freaking snowing, and it's so cold outside. Okay, we've had snow in May. It's been a flurry, but never anything like this. And then Jimmy says, and if you don't know Jimmy, Jimmy's always studied string theory, and Jimmy believes that we have these strings that connect us, okay? And he says, I've got to tell you something. I don't know about the cremation. I said, are you telling me you think that's going to destroy his strings? How can that destroy his strings when the body turns to dust anyway? I said, you know, you can't do this to me. That means we've got to pick out another coffin. We've got to go all through this again. We won't be able to have him. I can't leave him in the cold. So we went through this whole thing. And Jimmy's like, I have to go look up some more stuff. And then I just had me thinking, like, oh my gosh, if I never get another sign from my son because we cremated him, you know? I mean, the things that are running through my head. So anyway, I was laying in bed. I was freezing, and the house was not freezing. But I was just so cold, could not get warm. I just wanted to lay in bed all day and not do anything. some people, like a friend of mine called, I told Jimmy, there's no way I can talk to that, I cannot talk to that person. I sent them a text message later just saying, I can't. I just wanted to sleep, just wanted to lay in bed, just sleep. And I was begging my son to come near me, I was begging my son to take me with him, And then my son and my daughter went down to the restaurant. And of course, the restaurant is not open for, it's only open for takeout. So there are separate rooms where we can be, as a family away. So I just freaked out. I told Jimmy I had to go down and meet them down there. I had to go down. And so I got in my van, which, oh my gosh, is being so loud because something is wrong with some kind of weld on the muffler, which is one of the things. And we called the guy that does it, and he said, Carolyn has services at Monday early afternoon. Is there any way we can get this in? Because all I'm thinking is, how can I drive this in like a funeral procession? And he said, well, we'll try to get it in and try to get it done. And if we don't, hopefully we can get you guys to rent a car. I said, I'll help you out with that. So we've got that added to all of this. And anyway, so I just took this noisy van and I drove down to the restaurant and I got out and I went in and I was a mess. And then in talking to my son and my daughter, it just went over and over. Started to feel a little better, like, 'cause you don't know whether you want to be around people, you don't want to be around people. And then we all came up to the lake house and the little kids came over to see their brother and their sister, and that's been really hard because, they're wearing masks and Jimmy doesn't want them to hug, their brother or their sister. And oh gosh, what do you do? So I mean, when my son was leaving, and then we went in the other room together, and Luke came by, and then my son said, "Hurry before Daddy sees you," and he gives him a hug. And it's just, how can I don't know how you're supposed to do this, and this is just so cruel to have this on you when you're trying to mourn. But then, my daughter brought all this stuff up to make masks, and so I said, well, I have material to make masks. I think tomorrow we're going to try to make some masks, and then my son is going to come over with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend has actually been tested, and she doesn't have it. She was actually tested because she's a nurse, and she was working in not a hospital, but a facility where she had to be tested. But then she said, I don't want to do this anymore. So when she got tested and she came back clean, she didn't go back. So, she has been tested and does, follow precautions, but it's bad. I don't feel like, celebrating Mother's Day. I don't know if I ever will again. This whole week of May and all of that is just, it was bad enough with my parents. Now with my son, I don't, my daughter doesn't even want to celebrate her birthday, which is in May. I think every holiday, everything is just a reminder of what you don't have. So I don't want to do anything like that right now. And then my niece called me. My niece, who I haven't spoken to in a long time. She's out in Colorado, and she called me and she was sobbing on the phone. And here's the weird thing about grief. remember I told you that numbness your body goes into. Well, after my son left and my daughter and then Jimmy and the little kids went home, and then we were just, thank you guys for the super chats. I don't have my glasses on. I left them in the shower. I can't see what's going up. I promise you I will thank you all properly. You're amazing for what you're doing, and for the PayPals that you've been sending and moved to. You are, that was an incredible gift that you sent. Thank you. But so I told you my daughter, we're talking about stuff, and first of all, your mind plays tricks on you all the time. And so when my son was leaving, I went into the other room with him and I said, Ray loved me, right? He said, oh, Mom, Ray loved you more than anyone. You know that, Mom? Ray loved you more than anyone. And it is something, I mean, I know, but it's something that I needed to hear, because I can't even hear it from him anymore. I started to go through his old text messages to me, going through them, asking my daughter if I could download them somehow. And he kept saying, Mom, you're the best mom that anyone could ever have, and you made me the man I am today, and you made, him, and he loved you more than anyone. And don't ever forget that. He loved you more than anyone, Mom. And he always talked about you. He always talked about how much he loved you. And so it was just something I needed to hear, and it's silly and it's weird, but your mind goes into things. And just certain things, like I told it, like he was my touchstone, and if anybody said something, I would go to him, Ray would say, no, that's, oh, they're this, that's, he was always that person for me, always that person for me. I look back on his texts and he was always that person for me. And I looked, there was so much stuff about YouTube. He was telling me about the play button and, 50,000 subscribers, and wow, Mom, when you get there and when you get here, and, all of that stuff, they really like you, Mom, you're really making a difference, Mom, all kinds of stuff like that is in those text messages. And just that, like how is that little guy from Tiger King getting these interviews, Mom, you're so much bigger, you should go get those interviews, just funny stuff. But yeah, I needed to hear that. And then after that, my daughter and I, sat down for a while, and my niece called, and I didn't even recognize the number, okay? So when I spoke with her, she was sobbing, and what mode was I in? I was in that, suddenly, just that flat, no feeling, like, oh, yeah, it's devastated. But it was like, yeah, we're devastated. It's a little bit of what I'm feeling now. It's totally different from what I felt earlier the day. It's that fog, not so much a fog, but just a flat. It makes you feel terrible as a person. Especially, I have my niece and she's sobbing to me, right? And right before I was going to go live on here, Jimmy says, your brother's on the phone. Well, it's my oldest brother, and he can't even talk, okay? He cannot even talk. And he's crying like crazy. And I was a little more emotional, I think, a lot to hear my brother like that, my youngest brother, like that, okay? To hear my niece like that, but then I went into like aunt mode and, said it's devastating, but it was all coming from a very matter-of-fact kind of a place. And again, that makes me feel like, Caroline, how could you be talking to her like that, How can you just be talking to her like that? How can you be asking her about her brother or where her little sister is, or if she know, how can you just be making idle conversation, and she is just sobbing on the phone and can't get a hold of herself. And then my brother was harder because, I cried when my brother called, because to me that's someone I've never seen like that. I've never seen breaking down like that. And so that was harder. But it's just these waves and these peaks. And like today, when I left the house, I said to Jimmy, I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I cannot go on without him. I can't go on without him. And that's when I got really, really upset about what happened last night, because if that is someone messing with me, it's just the most disgusting thing they could do. And now the person that left the comment, and I did screenshot it, did give me that name. And now that woman is emailing me saying, I didn't do this. Now I'm getting threats. Can you take my name out of there? I'm on the road, so I go and take her name out of there. But then I ask her, are you associated with these people? Are you in their Discord? I have to see if she's emailed me back about that, because, these are not good people, that RDA group. They are not good people. And if you listen to a certain member there, it's the same voice as that Nazi death threat. And I have no doubt they are involved in a lot of stuff that's done to me. And so if they are behind this and and people are aligned with them, those people that are aligned with them, I'm begging you, if you're seeing stuff in the Discord that said they were doing that to me, I really wish you will share that with me so that I will know what happened and not think that was my son, because I don't think it anyway. It's been robbed from me. It's been totally robbed from me. And it very could be my son, because of that doubt and because of those comments that were put in my feed, that were put below the video. Okay, so somebody says they're discussing this in the Discord group. I want to see the screenshot of that. I need to see it. It's just so disgusting that anybody would do this, that they would, I know they're low, but that they're that low, and age is not a factor. Some of them are young, most of them are middle-aged, some of them are even crossing over into elderly. And to do this to someone is just disgusting. And anyone that aligns themselves, unsubscribe from me right now. Because if you're aligned with RDA, don't stay here. I don't want you here. You're not welcome here. You're no friend of mine. You're no friend of mine. So you can just unsubscribe. You can, because you're not a friend of mine, and don't ever tell me that you are. So I got really, really upset with that, because I called my son about that. I told him about that. And it's terrible to mess with somebody like that. You've got to be the lowest of the low. So to this woman, I took your name out of there, okay? I'm not taking the post down. I'm not taking the post down because I have a lot of support under it, and I know who those people are, the ones that are out there. And if you are aligned with them, I did send you an email, and I'd like to know. And, I'll see if you answer me back. That was never done to get anything done to you, because I don't work that way. I'm reeling and just want to know what the truth is, that's all. So, you can do whatever you want. You want to say that I'm threatening your life? I'm threatening your life. No, I'm not. But I'm not going to even go there. I just can't. I just can't. Just stop messing with me. RDA, just leave me the hell alone, okay? Go on and bother someone else. Leave me alone. Don't pretend you're my son anymore. just horrible. So I've been asking my son for other signs, please send me another sign, please send me a sign that these sickos cannot manipulate, please send me a sign that these sickos cannot be anywhere, they can't do anything with, something between us. I haven't gotten the sign yet. I've been begging for it all day long, begging for it, and I haven't had anything. And that really hurts, because last night I went from the highest high to the lowest low in just seconds. And I don't know why people have to do that. I really don't. So I just wanted some sign for my son. It's all I wanted. Anyway, I don't know, I've gotta finish filling this tub, and I just wanted to check in. I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't even read your chats. I left my glasses in the shower. And but thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being here. I will go and read them afterwards. I read everything, and I appreciate it so much. And like I said, all of you that are sending PayPal super chats, I will get through, and thank you all. I mean, it's just so hard right now, and I have to get through these next few days. Like my niece is like, I'm gonna call you tomorrow because it's Mother's Day. I'm like, oh, I'm not even celebrating Mother's Day. And then she's like, is it gonna be really hard on Monday? Well, yeah, what do you think? It's gonna be really hard on Monday, yeah. It's gonna be really hard on Monday. And I don't know, and this whole energy stuff, and I'm just questioning, if I do this, will I never get a sign from him? Does that dispel the energy? I'd like you guys to tell me, the ones of you that have had your loved ones cremated, if you have received signs from your loved ones that you cremated. If you could weigh in on that in the comments or something, that would be great. If it's come to you after that, I don't know why, I'm just, I kept begging my son to help me make this decision and do what's right, but I'm just, I'm at a loss. But then, like I said, then I came home and I took a shower and I was feeling rather numb. My brother called right before I went on, and it brought up some more emotion, and now I'm kind of between the two, and I know that when I lay down, more thoughts will come to me. I mean, it's so hard because I want to be with my family. I want to be with my son and my daughter and my little sons, and I want us all to be able to be together, and this is just so bad. And like my daughter, when I was giving her a hug, like I told you guys how I always knew Ray would take care of me, and like my daughter's been more independent and off in the city, and I felt like I've never burdened her or anything with that. But I guess she's been listening to things that I've been saying, and so where my other son Michael says it too, she hugged me and she said, I'm gonna be here for you. I will take care of you. I will do that. Don't ever worry about that. I will take care of you. I will learn to be here for you. I will do that. Meaning that she wasn't the one that did that, but she's going to make sure that I know that she'll be there. And she's been really, really sweet and really loving, and it just sucks that this whole COVID stuff really does. It just sucks. And because right now I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, the kids hugged my son and I don't think they changed their shirt and pants. I mean, it's just, but how much can you do? I don't know how much we can do. I mean, there's states that are opening up, right? I mean, it's sometimes that's, I've just been saying, you know, to God, this is, you know, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how much more I can do. With everything, you've got to have that human contact, because now I know more than ever, well, what if something happened to my son? What if he died in a car crash? What if he died, you know, the roads were icy? What if he died? What if my daughter dies, you know, in an accident? And I had a chance to hug her, and I didn't. Yeah. It got, you know, I don't know, I mean, but that's where I am, and I know it's probably technically Mother's Day, 12/12, yeah, and thank you guys for the super chats. I can't see them, but I will check them out later, and like I said, when I get my head together, I'm gonna go through it all and thank everybody the proper way. I appreciate it so much. And for your emails, for your comments, and I will, I'm trying to get back to them. You know, it's I'm just trying to get through it. And today scared me, it really scared me, that, and, you know, like when I was writing those community chats, I was absolutely devastated. I mean, those community posts, just so devastated that somebody would do that. You know, if they did that. And I had that crawling out of my skin feeling, and I thought, my gosh, what if I have that? And then I thought, like, I don't even want to see, you know, I live amongst many people that are seasonal. I don't want to see them and explain this over and over and over again, how my son died, or have somebody say, where is he? How is he? Oh, how old is he now? Oh, is he married now? Oh, what are they doing down there? I didn't see them down. I don't want to keep explaining that over and over and over again. And it's like I said to Jimmy, I don't even want to run into anybody when I'm riding my bike. I don't want to, and I don't want to get everybody asking about it. You know, it's so hard to keep reliving it. And yet, I don't want anybody to forget him. So, you know, that's why I'm going through his posts. That's why anytime somebody tells me something, like my other brother texted my daughter and said, oh, I remember always bringing him up to the golf course to drive golf balls. And he was always, you know, such a quiet, though very respectful kid, and my heart is broken. And I think our hearts are broken because I'm their baby sister, and so then I've lost my son, and it's just, when I was angry today, oh yeah, I forgot the angry. I went through the tremendous anger when I was laying in bed. Jimmy came up about something, oh gosh, I don't know what it was, but I got really, really, really angry, and I said, I'm so sick and tired. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want any of them to come. I don't want them to come. I don't want to hear about their perfect life and all their perfectly healthy kids. I don't want to hear about their vacations. I don't want to see their family pictures. I don't want to see them, meaning my siblings. I said, I'm tired and I'm angry. Why did I have to be the one whose child got cancer? Why did I have to be the one whose child died? Why? You know, why is it so freaking unbalanced? Why? And I screamed, and I screamed, and I screamed, and I screamed, and I said, I don't want to see them. I don't want to see any of them. I don't want to see them. And, you know, I was just lashing out because it just does, and it makes you also think back to, sadly, like, any little thing, it could be a little thing that somebody said, or, and it's like, I don't want them there, I don't want them there. I remember like their daughter said something about that, I don't want them there, and it was just a lot of lashing out. And my daughter said, they don't have to come here, they don't have to come, they don't, this is a good thing. And then it's like, my sister was calling, and I couldn't answer the phone. I wasn't, was not going to talk to her. It was not a good time. And then my sister said something like, and my sister, who only lives like 15 minutes away, said to my daughter, I don't think I'm gonna come because I'm just so worried about this whole thing. I'll send flowers. I tried to call your mother, but she didn't answer. So just tell her that I'll send flowers. And my son, my 27-year-old, heard that, and he lost it. He lost it. He said, if she doesn't come to this, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead to me. Don't ever come to anything. If she doesn't come to this, she's dead. And that's how he felt. I mean, and then like the cousin, which is my sister's son that they grew up with, he was going to come. And then my daughter's like, well, you could stay, you could isolate here at the lake house and whatnot, and wear a mask, and there's only going to be a very few people. And then he was like, well, I don't know. And like I said, out of the cousins, they were the closest. And my son said again, if he doesn't come, forget it. I will never speak to him again. I will take him off of Facebook. I will take him off of everything. I will not even speak to him again. Don't give me crap like this. I will never speak to him again. And so there are so many emotions that go through where I don't want to see some, and my son is very angry the other way, that don't call and tell me how you feel, because if you can't get yourself here for this, okay, especially when you live 15 minutes away, then don't tell me how you feel, and don't tell me you're going to send flowers. So I mean, it's just so many emotions. And some of my nieces and nephews have called and some have not. And some, have left a message or texted, and some have done nothing. And sometimes people don't know what to do. Yeah, I know that, but the very least you can send a message, on Facebook or something. You can send something. And then they may be sending flowers, I don't know, but I think that, I don't know. I just think it's so crazy. And I think that I don't know where I would be without, this community of support. And I was showing my son and my daughter so much of the support. And I was telling my niece about it, and she didn't really understand, it's hard. She didn't really understand what I'm talking about, because you hear about like a YouTube channel and you're like, what are you talking about? Like somebody that's not community of support, you didn't understand it. But, I know if my son could see this, he would be just amazed. He would be amazed at, so many people's kindness and compassion and love that's been poured out. And I think it's important for me to document. I'll let you know that that was a call from no caller ID that just said, you're a dumb bitch, you're a dumb bitch, you're a dumb bitch, you're a dumb bitch. So again, anyone that subscribes, anybody that watches, anybody that supports RDA can unsubscribe right now. Can unsubscribe right now because you're no one that I want here. You're no one that I want here. Scum like that is alive and my son is gone. Scum like that is alive and my son is gone. Scum. My son wouldn't dream of doing that to anyone, but scum like that is walking around. Okay, I'm not going to answer for them anymore. They said RDA owns you, Carolyn, you whore. So, again, RDA, you don't own me. RDA, you are the lowest scum, and you will get yours. You will. I totally believe that. And with my son as an angel, you will get yours because he always defended his mother. Yep. And anyone that supports RDA, anybody that watches RDA, anybody in the RDA Discord can leave right now. Unsubscribe. I don't want any support from you at all. Okay? I don't want it. It's called Rostog Armies, and they're but there's one thing. They called me with a number, no caller ID. If they really called me with my son's number, I have no doubt they would have put my son's number in there and had those horrible things come out. So in a way, my son is already won. In a way, my son has already won because they would have loved to have put my son's number in there and had that horrible stuff come out, but they had to use no caller ID. Thank you, Raymond. And Raymond, you have my full permission to go and do whatever you need to do to this scum. And hello, Starlight. You wanted me to take your name out of there? If you're associated with RDA, I will put your name right back in there. And I will. Because anybody that would associate with someone that would do that to a grieving mother, then I will put that right back. I will. If you could, hello Starlight, stand by people that do that to a grieving mother, there's no way in the world that I would ever think you would ever support me or what I'm going through or be sympathetic to it. So I'm sorry, hello Starlight. I'm going to check for your emails. If you are associating with them, if you are in their Discord, then don't come to me and tell me to take your name out of something that was left for me. Because until I hear and see that Discord and see that you weren't involved in that, I don't know anything. But anyway, Jimmy, can you tell Luke to come up here, please, and can you get me a drink, please?
Okay.
Just something like,
Hey, focus
yes,
on the love.
I am gonna focus on the love, I know. Okay, I just sickening, I'm not gonna answer any more of their calls, and I'm not gonna talk about them, I'm just telling you. What I was saying before they so rudely interrupted, it's just sickening, is that, again, but I'm not answering. What I am going to do is I am going to show the different stages of what I am going through, because I think that it's going to be something that maybe I want to look back on. Somebody said that the first 6 months you forget, you don't know, you don't even understand what you did. And I think that as discombobulated as this all is, the roller coaster that I am on, I know that even when I read those books and I could identify with little things, it was so helpful to me that maybe I will be helpful to someone else going through this. And to those of you that watch me for other stuff, you know, I apologize, but like I said, I think when I get through services with my son, that I would like to do probably a therapeutic type of a craft night, just to come on, just to have people on the panel, just to have friends, just to craft, see how that goes, and try to do that. Maybe do, you know, an unboxing of something, we'll see how that goes, and
Skip over the stupid stuff.
I did.
Okay.
Okay, and see how that goes, and we'll see, but that's all really tonight. I'm gonna finish filling the tub, take a bath, and go to bed.
Love you, Ramblers.
And then, you know, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, when we're sewing up masks or something, I'll show what we're doing. Maybe we can kind of do a tutorial on that. I don't know, you know, I will see, or just check in while we're doing that. All right, and I hope that those of you that celebrate Mother's Day have a good Mother's Day. And again, thank you for everything, and I will get to thank you all personally, and those of you that are here supporting me and been here with me in the comments and the emails. Thank you for the true support, and I really, really appreciate it. And thanks so much. And I, from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sorry that I got upset with that stupid group. I'm just sorry. It just hurts, but you know what? It did show me something tonight. They would love to have put my son's number in there, so I'm more believing that's a sign from my son. All right, so everybody have a good night and take care. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Prayers for all that need them, and prayers for everyone going through stuff. I'll be praying for you.